Welcome to another episode of Core Top 10s. I'm Legacy.
And I'm Max.
I'm Bobby.
I'm Vitamin J.
All right, so we're here for another Top 10s list. And today we are going to be doing Worst WrestleMania Main Events. Like usual, we always say you must have watched the match in order for you to consider it bad. And with WrestleMania season coming up, we thought this would be pretty fun to do. So a main event, just like anything else, is something, the very last match of a show. We have also counted the fact that with these recent ones that have done 2 days, each day does have a different main event. So that will be included in it.
And don't forget to add that you had to have watched the match. You don't have to necessarily have watched it live, but at least have seen the match
at some point.
Oh yeah, some of the was definitely not live.
Yes, because we would have been not alive or way too young to even remember half these matches. Right. So these are ones, some of them otherwise that would have really knocked out till probably 17. We would have been in the first one. A lot of them we really could have talked about. All right, gentlemen, are you ready? All right. So I'm coming in 10th place with a total of 10 points. It was voted on by myself and D3. It was coming from WrestleMania 2000. It was a fatal four-way match, Triple H versus The Rock versus Mick Foley versus The Big Show, with a McMahon in their corner. So this was also kind of give a history. This was also one of the first WrestleManias where kind of the bad guy won in the end and retained the belt. That was a very just to give people a little context. Why I also put this here was, for me, this match should have been better. The video package was great. You had several big people, like Rock was huge. Triple H was making his reign. Rock was huge. Mick Foley was a fan favorite. Big Show was still a really, really good. And I thought this match should have had more appeal to it. And I think the fact that the way the execution happened, you had Triple H, because this was also an elimination four-way. Triple H, he disrupted a pin on Mick Foley, which really didn't make sense at one point. Doesn't matter if Mick Foley was pinned or not. And just, it was the execution with the Helms, McMahon's in the corner. It was yeah.
Mm-hmm. What it should have been was just Triple H versus The Rock singles match, which is what they did in their next pay-per-view for Backlash.
Think of how much bigger just simply Rock Triple H would have been.
And then you add Foley, and honestly, I can't remember which one, but either Big Show or Mick Foley gets eliminated really quickly, and then
Big Show, they all teamed up against them.
So it's what even was the point of having them there? A funny tidbit is in the video game. I can't remember if it's No Mercy or WrestleMania 2000. We found this out a month ago. Big Show was removed from the game for some reason, and so now if you replay that game, Stevie Richards takes his place in the main event, the Fatal 4-Way.
Stephen Richards has taken the place of many of people they like to elect.
He also won
legendary
WrestleMania 20 and the Royal Chosen for Royal Rumble.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Everyone remembers.
Amazing.
D3, you also voted for this.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was extremely overbooked. It was just way too much. And for a main event WrestleMania, I mean, it's a giant letdown. This happened middle of the card. I would have been more forgiving. But for the main event, you can't just do that. You can't overbook it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would have been a little bit better if it was just a single elimination, because then it would just add more suspense, to my opinion. But they do what they want to do.
Yeah, this is one of their misses when they were kind of still in that hot area. They couldn't miss, basically. I think, like I said, with the video package was good because they kind of had a good build-up of, you had the whole Triple H and Mick Foley, because Mick Foley had just gotten fired. He put his career on the line to fight Triple H. He got fired. He lost in a Hell in a Cell and got fired. The Rock and Big Show had the whole rivalry because The Rock eliminated Big Show in the Royal Rumble, but then it turns out The Rock's feet touched first when he eliminated Big Show was the storyline that they were going with. So The Rock had to fight his way back to get his shot in it. And There was a good build up, yeah, but like with adding all four of them, then each one of them had a McMahon in their corner. It just was like, what the hell is going on? It was like, what the crap is going on? All to have, Mr. McMahon screw The Rock and Triple H win.
I know Big Show got sent back down to OVW. Was it shortly after this WrestleMania, or was it like a year later?
I want to say for 17, he didn't even wrestle.
Yeah, around this general time frame, he got sent down for being like overweight.
It was one of the rare misses during that era. All right, the next match we're going to talk about is coming from the only WrestleMania that has taken places, or one of the many that took place in three different places. It took place in Nassau Coliseum, Rosemont Horizon, and Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena. It was very early and also was filmed on Tuesday, right? You guys said?
Monday, I believe.
Yeah, Monday.
Monday. Took place on a Monday instead of the weekend. Instead of the Sunday that it came, and now it's Saturday and Sunday. It was still very early. It is WrestleMania 2. Hulkamania beating King Kong Bundy. And this one was voted on by Vitamin J and Max.
This is top.
Coming up with 11 points.
The worst WrestleMania, probably one of them. Top
Dude.
to bottom.
Yeah, it's WrestleMania 2 is a dream.
Let me get you the exact card, and then y'all be the judge for it yourself.
I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
So you have Paul Orndorff fought the Magnificent Morocco.
Like Don Morocco when he was doing his
with
with
Mr. Fuji. Then you had Randy Savage with Elizabeth beating George the Animal Steel.
That's a waste of the Macho Man right there.
Yeah.
Sure, but it was only a 5-minute match.
Yeah.
These were all pretty short matches, but that was back in the day. Jake the Snake Roberts defeating George Wells. And then you had a boxing match with Mr. T with Joe Frazier defeated Roddy Piper with Lou Duva, Cowboy Bob Orton by a 4th round disqualification. Fabulous Moolah.
Piper scoop slammed him.
Fabulous Moolah defeated Velvet McIntyre. Corporal Kirchner defeated Nikolai Volkov. Yeah. Andre the Giant won by eliminating Bret Hart in a WWF versus NFL Battle Royal. The British Bulldogs with Lou Albano and Ozzy Osbourne defeated the Dream Tag, Greg Valentine and Brutus Beefcake.
That's actually not a bad. It's like an okay match, but that's like probably the best wrestle match so far that you've mentioned.
The Steamboat defeated Hercules. Adrian Adonis with Jimmy Hart defeated Uncle Elmer. Terry Funk and House Funk with Jimmy Hart defeated Tito Santana and Junkyard Dog.
Okay.
And then the last match was the Hulkamania and King Kong Bundy.
The reason I put this on here is your typical Hogan battles a big guy match, which most of them are never really good. And then, but for King Kong Bundy, no one ever took him like seriously as a challenger to Hogan anyway. So that the fact that it's a steel cage match as well is just, I don't know. I even at the time, I don't see how anybody could have taken Bundy seriously as a threat to Hogan.
Did you know who was originally supposed to face Hulk Hogan in this WrestleMania?
No, I don't. What?
It was supposed to be Adrian Adonis. But Dan Spivey beat him up so bad that he couldn't make WrestleMania.
Adrian Adonis, like in his flamboyant gimmick, was supposed to get the main event.
That's what Dan Spivey said.
Interesting.
No, I mean, look, this for a few WrestleManias around this time, it was Hogan facing the villain of the month.
Yeah.
Including Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
King Kong Bundy. I'm missing one. Anyways, it was just some guy who they recently turned heel or started a feud maybe a few months ago to build up to this.
Pretty much. I never saw this. I can see why they put Hulk Hogan in these, especially at first, because he was the big name. He was the biggest name, and that's probably... You could still tell they were really trying to figure out this formula.
Yeah, it's just Vince should have picked the better opponent, that's all.
Yeah, Vince I just thought bigger is better. It doesn't matter if you're just a human thumb or Agent Adonis or whoever. Just if you're big, you're in. He needed someone for his hero to lift and destroy and get the applause of the people.
I'm also happy this whole they're wrestling at 3 different spots. They realized that shouldn't have happened.
Terrible idea.
I know it was early, and they were probably like, "Oh, let's play around with this," because WrestleMania 1 did so well. They were still tweaking it because, again, this is very early.
Can you
when they're
imagine
still for
if you were in attendance at Nassau Coliseum and your main event was Mr. T versus Piper in the boxing match, and you didn't get to see Hogan?
True. We're gonna go on to our number 8. Came in with 12 points. It was voted on. We all put it at 7. Myself, Vitamin J, and Max put this match at 7. It was featuring a guy they were trying to push versus Triple H. It was Roman Reigns defeating Triple H at WrestleMania 32 for the WWE Heavyweight. This was also in that area where everybody hated Roman Reigns because they kept pushing him and the face gimmick really wasn't working. Roman Reigns challenged Triple H because Roman Reigns, they had the Royal Rumble. Triple H had won the title over Roman Reigns. I had won the title because they did. Whoever wins Royal Rumble wins the title.
I put it because the build to this WrestleMania was so predictable and so not what anyone really cared about, that the match, I wasn't really looking forward to the match. I mean, it wasn't even a badly wrestled match. It just was.
It was way too long for a match that everyone knew the result of. They could have trimmed it in half
Mm-hmm.
and made it like something. It's just Triple H WrestleMania, he has to have a really long match.
The whole build didn't do much to make me want to see the match. I thought it was very weak.
Also, like you said, we all kind of just knew what was going to happen. And at this time, they just couldn't hit. They just kept forcing that Roman Reigns. Especially, I will say something, this shouldn't have been the main event. Though in nowhere would this have been the main event, but it should have been Charlotte defeating Becky and Sasha. The triple threat women's match should have been the main event. That should have been the main event of WrestleMania that year. So, yeah, I was kind of with it. Even though I was still a big Roman fan at that point, I thought everybody was too critical.
Roman was fine. It was just it's just what they were doing with him wasn't working. And we said this even back then that Roman should have been a heel first, and obviously he's a heel now and killing it. So
this Roman versus Triple H, that's a lot more exciting.
That would have been good. Yeah.
This WrestleMania also had another long match that had no business being long. They had the Undertaker and Shane McMahon of all people going half an hour in the Hell in a Cell match.
Which we all knew the spot would be Shane making, we all wanted to see Shane take a dive and hurt.
That was the whole part of the match. This was us waiting for them to figure out how Shane's going to get Undertaker on the announce table and then jump off.
Yeah, Shane McMahon was really feeling himself.
Yeah,
we didn't need to take that long to get there.
Wrap it up, B.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to go into our number 7. It's coming with 14 points. It's right now the first one that every single one of us voted on. This was a historic event when this happened. The bad thing about this match was, one, from the botched finish, and it just took so freaking long. It was such a long WrestleMania. I think we were up till like 1 a.m. with this, that everybody was just deflated. It was supposed to, I think, be a bigger moment. It was the man Becky Lynch defeating Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair in a winner-takes-all triple threat match. So a lot of talent there, especially with they had Charlotte win the SmackDown title. Ronda Rousey had the Raw Women's title. Becky Lynch was kind of the hot thing right now, right there in the company as well, and had just won Royal Rumble. And this was supposed to be huge because it was the first time women were ever main eventing in a WrestleMania. Only issue is, God, that WrestleMania was way too damn long.
Yeah.
So the match was fine. But
16 matches on that card, by the way. 16 matches.
Yeah, I'm so glad it's now 2 days instead of 1.
Yeah, the botched Piper's Pit
that was so
messed up the match for me because I don't know. I just feel like Ronda could have taken a pin and still wouldn't have mattered. They didn't need to roll her up on the Piper's Pit. I don't know. I would have liked them more decisive. The internet's gonna hate us because I feel like Charlotte Flair should have won. So,
man, I think Becky should have won because she was the hotter thing. But my thing is, like, the ref could clearly see Ronda's shoulders went down, so you gotta figure something out.
They should have, you could just redo the spot later, just take an extra 10 seconds, get up, reset. I don't know, figure it out.
Or do a different roll up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, like Philip said, their suspension was really, really long. And And by the time you got to the main event, we were just tired because you had seen Triple H. Of course, he wrestled a long match against Batista, which ended up. Well, no, I think Triple H ended up wrestling a long match, but Batista's last match.
Yeah, it was 24 minutes before, like 3 matches before that.
That WrestleMania starts off with like Seth Rollins beating Brock Lesnar in like a minute or two, because Brock Lesnar clearly was like, if I'm not main event, get me out of here. And Mania overall is good because you do have Kofi Mania in this WrestleMania, so that's good. That honestly probably should have been the main event.
It should have.
In hindsight, they probably would switch that to main event, but you know.
I also was not the biggest Becky Lynch fan at this moment. I really thought she was heavily overrated with the man gimmick. I know everybody was crazy about it. I didn't see it.
Don't buy it at all. I really don't like Becky's face promos. I actually didn't mind her promos when she was doing pretty much the female Conor McGregor gimmick. But when
she was pretty good.
Yeah, when she's a face, though, I just think she puts us in this tough persona, but I'm just not buying it because she's so tiny. I'm just not buying it.
But can we also be real about how Becky botches quite a bit of finishes? There was this one that was botched. There was also when she faced Shayna Baszler and she beat Baszler. That was another botch finish. Let's be real about her wrestling. She botches quite a bit. I mean, honestly, I would rather just Charlotte versus Ronda. I know why they added Becky at that moment, but I really did want to see Charlotte versus Ronda. That would have been cool. Or shoot, she could have been. They wouldn't have done this. Ronda, Charlotte, and Sasha. That would have been really good. All right, this next WrestleMania is also going back to an older WrestleMania. This is another one that's been criticized by many people. The Mountain would not be happy about this man showing up on our list once again. It is WrestleMania 9, Hulkamania defeating Yokozuna.
Oh yeah, I think I put Bret Hart for Yokozuna for this guy. I just consider all that to be the same thing.
So he fought Yokozuna the year after in the main event.
Oh, okay.
They wrestled 2 years in a row, but he lost this one, and then Hogan got the main event.
But here's the thing. Here's a big reason why I thought was also stupid. One is the match is 22 seconds. You just had your top guy Bret Hart go probably about 10 minutes with him, but actually have a match, I guess, and then Hulk Hogan just runs out of nowhere and 22 seconds beats him. But another reason that is dumb is because he left for WCW soon right after this. He, in fact, lost the title to Yokozuna at the next pay-per-view. So what the hell was the point of Hogan having a belt for a month?
Yeah, there was no point at this time with Hogan winning. They should have had Yokozuna win, and then because they wanted to build him up pretty well as a monster or as a hoss, and so that would have done it. I still, I would have probably gone with just Bret Hart winning and had that be the thing, but they did that the next year. Now, who knows if they rebooked the match because of the ending of their WrestleMania, or if their plan was to always have them rematch anyway. I don't know, but I imagine they gave Bret the main event with Yokozuna next year as like a makeup for the bad decision they made this time.
That was Hogan playing political games.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Okay, so the previous few months up building up the WrestleMania, they were trying to build up Yokozuna as this unstoppable beast, and then Hogan beats him. No problem whatsoever. So you destroyed all that build with Yokozuna.
That's just the power of Hulkamania. What don't you understand?
You don't understand.
Yeah. This was.
We had the Shiner.
Yep.
That's the one.
Many rumors have occurred of why he had the Shiner.
Yeah, we'll never know the truth.
I don't know. I think also a reason I didn't vote for it was technically it was the main event, but technically it was the Bret Hart Yokozuna match was the main event to me because it was just so stupid of how I'm with you of the ending was just dumb. Was stupid in how it ended up happening. And this was just Hulk Hogan's having way too much power and flexing his authority. But I could see also at the same time with Yokozuna, they weren't really trying to end a WrestleMania with him winning. It was just this was before WWE felt comfortable with essentially the heel going away.
I just really don't see the benefit of putting the title on Hogan at this time. I really would like to
again, especially he lost it at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, he lost. I think it's because it's the biggest WrestleMania. It's the biggest event, and at this point, they didn't want the heel leaving with the title.
They just had Bret Hart win, build him up.
Yeah, that would have been what I would have said. Is keep it on Bret. Then Bret Hart shouldn't have lost.
Yeah,
but if that was an issue,
like Luger, they could have factored Luger into this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that having two different title matches.
Well, yeah, and it was just like, what the heck? Like, I've never also gone back to really watch the whole thing because I'm like, this is kind of stupid.
This Hogan match takes
It's like 10 seconds, yeah, sure.
Because this is also the same WrestleMania as Undertaker Giant Gonzalez.
Yeah, just to go through some of let me go through some of the matches. You had Tito Santana defeated Papa Shango. Tatanka defeated Shawn Michaels by countout. Stein Brothers defeated the Head Shrinkers.
Oh, that's probably a good match.
Doink the Clown defeated Crush. Hunter's Phaser Razor Ramon defeated Bob Buckland. Money Inc. Incorporated defeated the Mega Maniacs by disqualification. Yeah. Lex Luger defeated Mr. Perfect. Taker defeated Giant Gonzalez.
That's one of the most boring matches I've ever seen in my life.
Waste of time.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine you paid money to watch this WrestleMania and that happened? I would have been absolutely furious.
I know the whole Hulkamania was still running wild, but still, it was like, what the crap?
It's actually starting to take a turn here because, it's where the turn started in 94 because 95, early 96, pre-NWO, the fans aren't loving it as much as they used to.
Well, so just like some WC guys are, but most of them are pretty tired of them.
They're still not into them as they were.
No, it was also running its course.
Yeah, I mean, he'd done it for like a decade, so
yeah, it's like
did the same thing for so long.
Yeah, switch it up, buddy. I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear the Mountain right now. No, it was still cool, man. Look, it was still
I like
cool.
Hulk Hogan, but I call spade a spade. That era of Hogan is the drizzling ships.
Just to say Mountain. Just for the Mountain. Hulk Hogan's the greatest wrestler ever and deserves another run with the title.
Yeah,
the Mountain's words, not mine. Not mine. Mountain's words.
Can't even do a leg drop anymore.
You can barely even walk.
Yeah, I'm like, oh god, I don't want to see that match. Please don't.